This morning I just cleared out of St. Thomas, and usually you don't get a clearance when you're leaving the US. They don't require you to clear out, but some countries required the exit paper from the previous country, like the Dominican Republic, so that's why I got to clear out here. And it wasn't too hard. It only took about 5 minutes. You fill out some papers and they stamp it. They didn't even need to see my passport or anything. So cool.
Sam's leaving to the yard, and I think his anchor is stuck on something. He's diving now. You got it?
I think so. Let's see. This evening, I just pulled up the anchor from St. Thomas here, and it was actually hard. I had to swim down and get it unhooked from a rock. But now we're sailing to Dominican Republic, and it'll be about 3 days, and the winds are very light, but I wanted to leave anyway because I've been stuck here for the last week about waiting for the wind to return. It's weird that there's not been hardly any wind. It allowed us to go up to some places I wouldn't have been able to go, but that's not the goal. The goal has been to go towards the Dominican Republic, but now we're finally gonna do it, even though it's only 7 knots of wind. We're cruising along at 1.2 knots of boat speed, and the autopilot is having a lot of trouble keeping us on course, so we're doing a weaving back and forth motion. But I'm getting bored of hand steering, so I just turned that on and put on the noise canceling headphones. That's what I do. So I've seen a bunch of cool shooting stars tonight, which is neat. But I just gotta kind of keep an eye on the autopilot and try to hopefully we avoid all these little islands out here. And then once I get away from St. Thomas, I think I can sleep. Just get us on a course that's gonna avoid Calibra.
Looks like about 260 nautical miles to Dominican Republic, and this is the weather routing saying a couple days. This app is called Luck Grib, since I get asked a lot.
All right, we're going so slow. I'm gonna try the spinnaker. Kinda sketchy to do it at night, but there's definitely wind, so I could probably go from 2 knots. I put the mainsail up, I got it to 2 knots. I think if I get the spinnaker, I can do 3. All right, it went off without a hitch. Got off real smoothly. Spinnaker in the night. That was lucky. And we're going 3.3 knots, so I think that was well worth the effort. And I'm doing that trick where I leave the head sail a little unfurled to help prevent it from wrapping, and that seems to work pretty good for me now, so I'm happy with that trick. I think I got that trimmed pretty well. I might let the main out a little bit more. Got the moon out, and I did the whole setup except for the very end without any headlight, with all just the moonlight. So that's kind of nice. Well, it's 3 a.m. now, and I woke up and we were doing 6 knots, which is great, but a little more than I like to be doing with the spinnaker because the wind had picked up. And a squall's coming through now. I had to hand steer. Oh, actually now the rain is lightening up and the wind is lightening up. Okay, so I hand steered for like 30 minutes as the wind got stronger. I wanted to keep the spinnaker up because I know after a squall sometimes you lose the wind pretty much. And maybe we're gonna need the spinnaker again right after it goes by. So I just don't really want to take the thing down at night. All right, it's the next morning. Spinnaker stayed up all night and pretty much inflated too, which is great. The sun is just coming up over the horizon. Autopilot's still annoying, but steering us okay now. There's a little island just about 2 miles away, pretty much on my way, and it looks like I might have a good place to swim. So I'm gonna stop there for a couple hours just so I can go for a swim, maybe stretch my legs on the beach, and that'll be nice to do right before heading for another 2 days on to Dominican Republic. But so far so good. We averaged, I think, just under 3 knots last night, and there was just that one squall where speeds picked up to 6. But I'm glad I kept the spinnaker up because it died down like 15 minutes. Cooking up some eggs while I wait to get there. So here's Cayo Diablo. Supposed to be some moorings on the other side. I just grabbed the mooring buoy. Pretty easy one to get. A lot of waves over here. I think, be interesting trying to swim ashore. I know there wasn't waves around there, so if I go around this side, it'll be okay. Well, the island was really cool. It was pretty challenging to find a good way through all the reefs to swim ashore. But once I did, there was like a beach that went almost all the way around the island. And then there was so many butterflies and cool seabirds to look at. And it was a nice swim. The reef was not so much stuff there, but you could tell it used to be a pretty good reef. Cooking up my chicken now. I think I'll make chicken and broccoli for dinner. Got the spinnaker back up after stopping at those islands, and that's really the way to go. We're just not moving without the spinnaker, so I'm glad I got that fixed. Back in Dakar, I was a little bummed that I didn't get to use it across the Atlantic because the wind never got really light, which is also good. It went fast. But now it's coming in handy again for sure. 2 more days, light wind sailing to Dominican Republic. Samana, I guess, is the marina I'm going to. It's supposed to be pretty nice, have a pool and everything. I think the halyard block thing broke off. Darn. Well, it's getting a little windy, so time to take down the spinnaker. I could just let this go forward first. And pull this one in as much as I can. Oh no, don't go in the water. Oh, I got wet. No! Darn it! Why did that happen? Stay out of the water. That's stuck. Where's all this wind coming from? Ow! So fortunately, we're back to wind vane steering, so much quieter. I'm really happy about that. Sun just set, so I think I'll read for a few hours and then probably go to bed. Got Puerto Rico off to our left here, a few miles away. But some point tomorrow, I'll probably sail past the west end, and then just one more day to Dominican Republic. Eggs for breakfast again today. It's the next morning. We've been going pretty slow. I wish I didn't mess up my spinnaker halyard yesterday. It happened like 1 minute before I was about to take it down. I could just climb with the mast and sort it out, but it's a little rolly. I think I'll just wait till I get there. I can figure that out then. The winds have been so slow today, so light today, and then we're going so slow. Also, I had to turn the autopilot on and it sounds so horrible. I hate listening to this thing, that autopilot, so much. I'm going to jump off this boat if I don't do something about it. I think I'm gonna climb the mast and try to fix the spinnaker halyard. It should be easy, just put a new soft shackle up there. I'm sure that's probably just what broke. Oh, here, got an extra one. Got my soft shackle, and yeah, let's go do this. I hove to, because that's usually a pretty stable position for the boat to be in. Try to reduce the rock rolling, but it still was way rollier than I would have liked. At this point, I decided maybe this wasn't the best idea. My additional weight at top of the mast really increased the kind of pendulum pitching motion of the boat. But whatever, I was already up here. Let's just replace this soft shackle and get back down. All right, just climbed the top. Here's the brokered soft shackle. That was really only a temporary fix, but let's fix it with another temporary soft shackle. Should last a few more 100 miles. All right, spinnaker back up, and now we're moving again a little bit. Puerto Rico in the distance there. I hate this noise. Just maybe I can use the wind vane pretty soon. Lunch is chicken and broccoli. So here I needed to go forward to take the preventer off because the wind shifted. The preventer is this line that helps hold the boom out. I just store it on the mast when I'm not using it. And then next I needed to change the side of the boat that the spinnaker is on, again because the wind shifted. And it started going pretty well, but you'll see in about a minute I just completely screw it all up. Sail has to come up. so weird. Sun's setting. This trip's taken way longer than I even thought. We're gonna be here an extra day for sure. So maybe the day after tomorrow we'll get there. I can take down my shade for the night. I'm guessing the wind's probably gonna. Wind's been dying you get a couple hours of wind and then it dies for a couple hours. I mean, I've had the sails up the whole time, so we've been going like at least a knot, but sometimes not much more than that. I think we should have some good wind on the future upcoming passages, though. I think there's usually good wind. It's the next morning. Seas are about 3 feet now, maybe 4. We found a little wind last night, but now it's kind of dying out again. Should be like another day and a half to go. About 100 miles. We might have to slow down actually, because I don't really want to get in the middle of the night. But yeah, just making some breakfast. Little squall passing through, making the wind a little more for a few minutes. That's nice. So close, 30 miles to go. Sun setting. I think the wind might die shortly. Just make it as far as we can and we'll drift overnight. And if we get to drift to shallow enough water, I can drop an anchor, I suppose. And then sail the rest of the way. Tomorrow morning, we get to check in with the Armada. Making potatoes and sausage and vegetables for dinner now. Well, the wind just died about 15 miles away from the marina, but that's kind of good because that leaves us, I don't know, 5 to 10 miles offshore. So I'm just gonna put our anchor light on. I'll turn off these red and green ones. I don't know, I guess and I'm gonna go sleep. Pretend like we're anchored. It's day number 4 and we are close. You can see the mountains here. The sun just came up. There's the mountains. And we're heading this direction, into the fog. Last night was a little frustrating. The wind died, so I said, okay, we'll just drift here and then we'll motor in tomorrow morning. And then about an hour later, the wind picked up and started blowing me backwards. So then I just had to like wake up and tack all night back and forth to try to get a little bit closer in. Although I didn't want to get too close in to actually arrive, but that wasn't a problem because the wind was just against me all night. So now we're 9 more miles to go and I'm ready to be there. Just want to check in and get to a marina for a few days and spend a few days on land. It'll be great. And I need to do laundry also. Puerto Bahia. This is Sailing Yacht Pickled Herring, Sailing Yacht Pickled Herring, channel 68. marina. Not really getting clear instruction from them. I'll keep trying them on the radio. But that was no luck. I called them on the radio. They just keep saying call back in 10 minutes, call back in 10 minutes. They say call back in 10 minutes. This time he said call back, go out in Anchorage and call back in 20 minutes. I circled around in the marina for a while. There's no one there, I guess. I don't know. I tried to call him on the phone to get the connection's too bad. And then I sent them email too. So hopefully we can get a slip. This is gonna be so stupid if I can't. I'm so frustrated. It took forever to get here. I just wanted to get in a marina. And he's like, oh, take the dinghy into the office. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna take the dinghy in the office. I'm gonna pay for a marina slip. Like, I don't wanna pump up the dinghy. It's so stupid. All right, got a marina with a pool. This is nice. Look at this boat. That's crazy. Forward cockpit. Got up real early this morning before the sun came up so I could go on a hike without it being too hot. And I think it's gonna be really nice. All right, man, to the other side. Pretty good. Oh, there's a boat anchor there, even. All right, made it up to the top of the cliff. Good hike. That was 11 miles. Maybe I can take a taxi back. I don't know if I want to walk another 11 miles back. Thanks for watching. Next video, I'll sail to a really cool national park across the bay in Dominican Republic. And if you're getting something out of the videos or just enjoying them and want to make a contribution, there's links for how you can do that in the description. Or you could join the Patreon, and you can even see a sneak peek of the catamaran we're going to be getting on that Patreon website for as little as $1. Any amount is fine. I would appreciate all the support. All right, thanks. Bye.